Hey, welcome everybody. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for all the misstarts. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties for some reason. It's this thing refuses to work, and as you can see, the resolution on my output is just limited. I don't know why this is doing this today, and it's just not good. Anyways, we're gonna get through this live stream, even if it's drives me insane doing it. So hopefully this is coming through this time. Last time it just shut off for whatever reason, and I apologize for this, guys. But I've been trying to wrestle this thing all morning to make it work. So forgive the missteps. We will get this bow giveaway done today, and then I'm going to scrap YouTube streaming because I don't like it. But anyways, I hope you are well today. Hope your weekend has been good. And again, I know I've had a few starts and stops this morning. For whatever reason, it just keeps shutting off. Or, as you can tell by the output resolution there, it's put me like at 240. Not sure what that is. OBS just refuses to work with YouTube this morning for some reason. Anyway, today is the bow giveaway for the Lightning Archery Recurve. I have... I've been wanting to give this bow away for the past month, and just due to work and everything else, trying to get myself to a point where I can kind of get back into my archery videos. It's been a challenge, to say the least. And, sometimes I don't make content for the simple reason that if I don't feel like it's good content or something that's meaningful or useful to somebody else, then I generally don't what am I trying to say here? I generally don't put stuff out that I don't feel is going to be beneficial to you, the viewer. And I don't want to just put content up for the sake of putting content up. It's one of those things that I don't want to say pride myself on, but sometimes I put out content and I think, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And so I try not to just mass upload stuff that's, again, just crappy, if you will. I try to make it where it's good. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss, and sometimes I just fall flat on my face. For those of you that are in here, if you would, please, if you can, would you type something in the chat? I want to see if it's working. I did a different setting with the way this chat runs, and I want to make sure that people can see the chats that are coming through, if you can. Let's see, what have I got here? So again, YouTube has changed a lot with its streaming. Let's see. I want this chat to come up because I need to see that you guys can actually see what's going on. But how do you restore the chat? I don't know. Anyways, so this morning, hopefully you got a good weekend planned. Hopefully your weekend's off to a good start. I know it's an early morning, and then I'm sure a lot of people might not jump on here because I did decide to do this at 9 a.m. in the morning, which was a start and stop, hit or miss. So, at any rate, let's see. What have I got? What have I got? Well, that's not going to go back up. Anyway. I'm trying to restore my chat to see if it's actually working. And I don't know what I did with it. I am not clicking on that. That's for sure. Because if I do that, then it throws the, there we go. Let me test this out. I'm going to see. Test. And of course not. So let me fix this right quick before we get started too well. Okay. Now let me test it again. And of course, it's not going to pop up there. Oh, so that's why it's not working. Top chat, pop out. There you go. There's why it wasn't working. It's in the wrong chat. Now let's see if it works. Don't know that it's actually working. Anyways. So for those of you that are here, I appreciate it. Hopefully I can get this working right. I apologize for this morning, guys. It has been a morning. Hey, there's an OBS thing. Let's see. There. Let's see if that actually works. Don't know that it's going to, but we're going to try it nonetheless. No, of course not. Of course not. Why would anything work this morning? Why would anything work this morning? Anyways, so today is going to be a complete flop, it seems like. I want to give this bow away. So we may... Hey, good morning, Bruce. Jay Scott, how you doing? Good morning. Welcome in. Sorry for all the technical difficulties this morning, guys. It has been a challenge, to say the least, to get this thing to work the way that it should, and I apologize for that. Normally, I'm better prepared for what's going on, but we're here to, I guess, just hang out and suffer through in my challenges this morning. But nonetheless, I cannot get this chat to pop up for whatever reason. It's not working. So again, my apologies. Normally, I try to get the chat where it displays so everybody can kind of interact and see what's going on. And hopefully, with that, you can at least see the chats, or what's going on your side of the thing. And then that way, we can, I don't know, at least kind of have some fun with this. Let me change this. 600 by 800. Okay. That way. Oh, there it is. Okay. So now it's popped up. It's not kind of optimal for what I was wanting, but at least there it is. You can see it now. At any rate, I hope everyone is well today, and I hope that your weekend's good. We will get to this bow giveaway here in just a moment. I know I'm kind of exacerbating the point here. We're just streaming right along. I thought I would have more people in because I did put out the YouTube short, kind of promoting today and the giveaway. And I can't do a lot of giveaways simply because, everything I give away is either my personal property or it comes out of my pocket. Because again, even though you get on YouTube and you think, I'm going to be a big star and I'll make all this money, I can do whatever I want to do. It's just not that way. And then, of course, YouTube ad revenue is dwindling. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I do know that, that's one of those things where, like in the early days of YouTube, if you got on here, and you went viral or whatever you want to call it, you could, really earn a living doing this full time. Me, this is just my hobby, like my archery. I enjoy getting out to shoot and just do stuff that makes me happy. So the archery part of things is, for me, it's just one of those things that I'm a backyard archer. I don't compete. I don't go to, archery shoots or tournaments or whatever it is. I should. I mean, it would be kind of fun to get out and do stuff like that. But between work and home life and family and everything else, I just don't have the time to do it. And, that's kind of what I was saying earlier, about making content. my time is limited anymore just because of my job. It takes so much of my time, and it kind of pulls me away from doing the things I love, like making content and making archery videos. Because, through the week, I mean, I am gone from home 14 hours a day. When you factor in driving and then work time, it's roughly about 14 hours a day. So as of late, when I get to the weekends, I'm just like, I need to decompress and, spend some time with the family. And so my archery content has kind of slowed down a little bit. Not that I'm going to stop making content. I just may not put out as many videos as I used to. And, again, it's one of those things that I love to do. I love to make content, and it's been a challenge, but we'll get back to it. The other thing that I do, and I hope that you guys would check this out as well, is I actually have a podcast, hence the name of, my handle here, the Bearded Guy Podcast. That's, I started that podcast about 3 years ago, maybe something like that. And I went really strong in it for a long time. And then I kind of slowed down with it. Who jumped in here? Oh, you're welcome, Bruce. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I try to give, as much as that I've learned over the course of time. And that's really what it is. It's just what I've learned. And I know sometimes I might stumble through some stuff because it's one of those things where I live by a 1% rule. Every day you get 1% better at something, whatever that is. And that's the same with archery. I try to do that every day. Every day I pick that bow up, I try to do something different, better, more to kind of take me from where I am so I don't get stagnant and complacent. Because, complacency is actually a big detriment to people. We just kind of get in that little rut, if you will, and we stop. And we're like, yeah, I'm good where I'm at. I don't need to grow anymore. But thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. And when I get comments like that in the videos that I post, it makes me feel good. Because I feel like I've given something back. I remember when I started with a compound. Yes, and I was compound archery for the longest time. And I thought, oh, this is just the greatest. I'll never change from this. And then my nephew, to be honest with you, he was shooting competition archery, with a recurve, and tried his out and couldn't get used to that release. That, I don't know how you, it's that tension release. You get it to a certain point and it just releases. I never could get the hang of that, but it kind of started my passion for, I want to do recurve archery, just traditional recurve archery. And of course I started with my first bow, the Samick Sage. And actually I bought a bow from him at the time. It was an old American, I forget what it was. It was actually too small for me. It was like a 58-inch bow. And I was really stressing that thing. I was shooting it. But, I learned with that bow, and I had a great time shooting that bow. And, but finally I had to get rid of it because I just felt like I was going to damage it because my height, my wingspan. And when I started, I thought I was a 28-inch draw. Of course, I didn't know how to measure my draw length, and I just kind of random stuff I picked up off the internet. And so I said, yeah, I'm a 28-inch. But, come to find out, the more that I've grown and the more that I have, I want to say, bettered my form, or really paid attention to my form and, all of the things that go into that draw cycle, I found that I was a 30-inch draw. So I have to really look at, when I purchase a bow, it has to be 62 inches or longer, just for my personal taste to feel like that I am not cramped or overstressing the bow. And that was one of the things with the, excuse me, with the Black Hunter Recurve that I had. I actually gifted that to a friend of mine, and the recurve, the Black Hunter Recurve, there were some issues with those, and I stated the case on that, and I got some heat from it, but that's okay. Right. I mean, we have to be honest with ourselves and everybody else. But no, the Black Hunter Recurve, while it did, draw weight issue aside, it did shoot well, but for me, it was just too cramped. It was too small. I didn't like the sight window, the area in the riser there and the shelf. I didn't like that. It was just too small for me, and I just never could get used to it. So I figured instead of letting it go to waste, I would just go ahead and give it to somebody else. And they've enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. You know, I think it's always cool that I get a lot of, thanks, Jay Scott. I appreciate that. You have to forgive me. I'm a little slow in the comments. I appreciate that. But you know, I get a lot of videos from this friend of mine who has shot this bow, and it's like he's like a child at Christmas. And that's the beautiful thing about it. He just gets really excited. Like, yeah, look at this. And so it's really cool that, you know, he's gotten the use out of it that I did not. And that's kind of like the genesis for the bow I'm giving away today. And I gave away the Southwest Archery Ghost takedown longbow to Jeremy, the amputee hunter. And, you know, I still get messages from him from time to time, you know, that, hey, I've been out shooting, I've been out trying, I've been out practicing, I've been out doing this. And that, you know, it makes me feel good that, you know, you can have an impact on somebody like that just by the simple act of giving somebody a gift, you know. So, you know, pay it forward, if you will. And like today with the Lightning Archery Recurve, I want to, you know, give that to somebody. Hopefully whoever wins it is going to take this bow and just enjoy it. That's the main thing. You know, I want, heck no, 65 is not too old to start, man. Come on. No, age is just a number. You know, that's the thing. I've been shooting for a long time now, but, you know, I'm 55. I'm still shooting. I'm still out and enjoying it. You know, the thing about when it comes to that, you really want to, and I always caution, you know, I get new archers all the time that what weight should I start with? And that's kind of why I did the, you know, before the first shot series, but, you know, cause a lot of people will take and say, well, you know, I'm going to start out with a 45, 55, 65 pound bow, whatever it is. And they'll get out and they'll start shooting and their form's going to suffer because they're not, you know, learning the proper mechanics. And then the other thing too is the stress and tear on the muscles. That's where a lot of people get the shoulder injuries. You know, and you hear it all the time. I tore my rotator cuff, or I did this, or I did that, you know. And so it's always good to start light, if you will, and work on those fundamentals. And then also put in a workout regimen. You know, I don't care how old you are. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to the gym and I'm going to buff up, but really there's shoulder exercises, shoulder stretches, core exercises that anybody can do, which is what I do on a daily basis. I have a workout routine, not just for archery, but just overall body health. So 65 is not too old to start, you know, and anybody that tells you, you know, oh, you're too old for this, or you're past your prime, you know, you can just kind of look at them and ignore that comment, because, you know, you do you be what you want to be and be where you want to be. And, you know, if somebody were to tell me, if I was just starting out, oh, you're too old, Scott, you're 55, I'd, you know, probably tell them to go pound sand, but you know, hey, that's just me. But no, yeah, definitely wherever you start, you know, just do it right, you know, protect yourself. And I say protect yourself because it's a strenuous thing. You know, if you're shooting too much of a bow or too heavy of a bow, or draw weight rather, not too heavy a bow, draw weight, you know, you're going to fatigue out. And when you get fatigued, you start making mistakes. And when you start making mistakes, that can lead to, you know, improper form, improper release, all of those things. So, you know, just do it right. And any new archer, I always suggest 30 pounds, 35 pounds, because that's, you know, you think that might be kind of heavy, but, you know, when you pull that stuff back, it's not. And you kind of build that strength over time. And again, I'm a big proponent of takedown bows. That way you can increase the limb weight, or the limb, you can change the limbs to increase the draw weight as you progress. So there's my rant on in 65. So hope that helps. But, you know, another thing too, I'm always curious if my content is resonating with people, you know, and when I hear, or when I see comments, and I try to get back to them as fast as possible. I've been slow as of late, and I apologize for that. But, you know, I always like it when I get that comment that, you know, it helped somebody, and I really hope that it does. I really hope that it resonates with somebody and is something that, you know, is useful and helpful. So, but we're gonna keep going. If you guys have questions, throw them in there in the comments, and I'll grab hold of them, and we'll try to answer whatever I can. I want to give it a few more minutes before we do the actual drawing for the bow, because I want to make sure that, you know, enough people are in here that can get in here. And that way, whoever watches this via DVR, which happens a lot, right? The live streams are DVR'd, so you can always come back to them and watch them later. But hopefully, somebody will get some help out of this as well. So, again, I'm like I was saying earlier, I've been kind of slow on archery content as of late, but I am going to be doing some more podcasting stuff too, just to kind of expand my my output. And I do have another channel here, the Bearded Guy Podcast. So go check that out. I don't have a lot of content on it right now, but that will be coming soon, hopefully. Absolutely, Bruce. Samick Sage is a great. And the Samick Sage is a good recurve. I know there's a lot of people that bag on the Sage, and I'll get to you in just a second, Bill. Hang on. But I know a lot of people bag on the Sage. Honestly, I've owned mine since I started years and years ago, and it has never failed me. It shoots well. It's a little bit chunky in the hand. I'll admit that. The riser could have used some refinements, but overall, it's a good shooting bow. I would recommend it. I've never had an issue with mine, and I mean, mine has gone through so many, so many string changes, so many different tests, so many different trials, and it's held up. It stood the test of time for me. And again, it's not a glamorous bow. It's not one of those for, oh my goodness, he's got a Sage. They're not going to do that. I mean, but for you or whoever personally, I would recommend that bow. And again, I couldn't bring myself to get rid of mine, even if I stopped shooting, just because of the history I've had with that bow and the fun I've had with that bow. And I remember when I got that thing, man. When I got that bow, man, I shot that thing for everything that it was worth. I mean, I put it through its paces, and I I learned a lot with that bow. I learned what not to do with that. And I used to shoot with a bear stick-on weather rest. That's how because I came from compound archery and I was used to drop-away rest. But I would never try the shooting off the shelf. And then one day the weather rest broke and I didn't buy another one. And so I said, what the heck? I'll just start shooting like that. And ever since then, I've not gone back. So yes, I would recommend that bow. And Bill, I haven't dabbled with that. I want to. I keep looking at different type bows like that. I think kind of my Asiatic bows are sort of like that, meaning they don't have a shelf and there's no center cutter or anything like that. So they're kind of bare bow style, but they're not like the traditional long bows, if you will, or any recurves that may be out there like that. But I do like that. I think that would take me a little bit more testing to, well, no, not really, because, yeah, my Asiatic bows are like that. I don't have any kind of shelf. So I think they're kind of along that lines, not in a traditional sense, but kind of along those lines, if you will. And Jay Scott, yes, the Southwest Archery is a great line of bows. And I've mentioned this before in videos, they are actually, all of the, I don't say all, I don't know how many, the designers and engineers from the Samick Sage actually work for Southwest Archery now, or are actually with Southwest Archery now. So that's why a lot of their bows look like the Samick Sage, just a lot of refinements. Like the Spider XL, I love that bow. That is just a great shooting bow. I love what they did with the riser. It's really refined, really sleek. I like that. And the cool thing about the Southwest line, especially with the Spider XL, and then they've got the Ghost Takedown Longbow, you can actually swap the limbs across the risers, and you get it gives you a different feel, different look, especially when you put the longbow limbs on the Spider XL. I really liked that. I shot that thing that way for a long time. Then when I decided to give away the bow, I switched them back. But yeah, Southwest Archery makes some good bows. And the bow we're giving away today, the Lightning Archery Recurve, it's a great shooting bow too. It's not expensive. It's a sub $200 bow, but for somebody wanting to get out and just have some fun and, pick off some target practice, yeah, it's a great shooting bow. And then um, I did some refinements to it. I took some very, very thin leather and put in the limb pockets, which really quieted it down a huge amount. And then changing out the stock string that came on it. The stock string that comes on bows, I know somebody bagged me in the comments one time and said, the strings are great, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? They're not great for me. I personally don't like a stock string on a bow, so I always swap it out. That's the first thing I do. And I've probably got strings laying around from all of these bows that I've gotten. I keep them put away in case I ever want to give the bow away or just sell it or whatever. But yeah, the Lightning Archery Recurve bow is a good bow. I wouldn't be giving it away if I didn't think it was a good one. But the thing about it is I just don't have a lot of room to store a lot of stuff like that, and I can make wall hangers all day, but still they're taking up real estate on the walls. And pretty much the lineup of bows that I have hanging on my bow rack back there, if you've seen that, those are the ones I shoot all the time, and I have no problem with them. I think the most expensive one I bought was the Seakai from AF Archery, and that cost me about $400. But that was a splurge buy for myself. It was one of those things that I was able to at the time, and I can't do that all the time. But and I love that bow. That thing shoots great, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful bow. The ebony wood that's on it, pale moon ebony wood. It's just a beautiful color on that bow. So yes, but hopefully whoever wins this one today is going to have some fun with it. And when I do the giveaway, I'll make sure that we get in contact with whoever that is to get the shipping address and everything. And of course, shipping's on me. I don't ever charge anybody for shipping. I think if I'm going to give it away, why should you have to pay for anything, right? But hopefully we'll get a few more people in here. I don't want to hold up everybody today, especially after all the misstarts we've had. And it's been a challenging morning technically for me. And I think the rest of the day I'm going to spend some time with the family and just hang out. I'm thinking about, breaking out the grill and maybe cooking something. Last weekend I did a brisket. And hey, Backyard Archer, thank you for joining us, man. Absolutely. So that kind of figures into the question, is it ever too old to start? Never too old to start. Thank you, Backyard Archery. 40 pounds, modern materials designed to make for great speed and accuracy. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you get something that you're comfortable with, something that your, strength matches, yeah, you can shoot comfortably all day. When I do shoot, not recording or anything, just to practice, a lot of times I'll go out in my little area down behind the house and set up a target and just shoot. And then there's a lot of times when I just go downstairs here in my little basement. I call it my little shooting range. It's just where I test stuff. But I'll shoot for hours on end, just shooting and trying to pick apart what I'm doing so I can improve on something. And then I'll use this is my personal trainer, because you can take and record yourself and pick out the little things that you need to refine on. That's kind of where I was whenever I was working on my form. I would video myself from so many different angles, and just see where I was either doing things right or doing things wrong. And I can't say that, right now that I'm 100% perfect on that, but it really got me in the mindset of thinking about, what am I doing when I draw that string back to release that arrow, and I have found that once you get into that mental kind of, I call it a little hamster wheel because it just constantly goes in your head. But once you get into that, then your mindset always goes back to that, and you're always constantly, and you can tell whenever you're shooting just based on your groups, if your form suffers, because I'll have times when I'm just not concentrating and paying attention, and then I'll shoot and I can see where my groups get kind of scattered and spread out, if you will. But then I have to rein myself back in. And once I start getting back into that form and my anchor, it's like, okay, think through this, then release the shot. And then I find that, my groupings start to improve, and then my accuracy definitely improves. And, with the style of shooting that I do, I guess you'd call it instinctive. It's really not aiming, so to speak. Yes, your mind is doing a lot of calculations in the background. But really, I rely more on my form for my accuracy than anything else. And your release is part of that as well. But your form is going to play a huge role in how accurate you are, whether we think that or not. Because if you're consistent with that, your arrows are pretty much going to hit consistently on the target. I can't say that I'm always consistent hitting the target. I think you guys have seen a few of my videos where there's a few arrows down in the woods that I'll never get back just because, I was sloppy on my release, or I was sloppy on my form, something. And that's the beauty of it. It's not a beautiful thing to lose arrows by any means. Because they're expensive. Whew. Wow, they're expensive. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me this morning. I really appreciate that. It's good to, see some of my subscribers jump in here and get to interact with you in real time. And I wish that I could do a call-in feature at some point. I may try to figure that out. I tried to figure it out at one point, but I'd love to have some subscribers jump on here. Maybe we do some stuff together where, you talk about where you get a, oh goodness, what is it? Let me think about that for a minute. Where you get an interaction going, and you get some people that can share information and ideas, and kind of going back to the podcast aspect of things, which is kind of like what this is at the moment. But going back to the podcast aspect of things, I find that those kinds of shows where there's interaction between two or multiple or more people, whatever that is, I find that those are more entertaining because it's always a fluid conversation. It's never just a static, kind of like my podcasts are, where I'm relaying information, in a static form. But those that have that interaction between, host or guest or whatever that is, those are always the best to me. So maybe at some point in the future, if I get over being technically challenged. I don't know if any of you saw the start and stops this morning, but I had about 5 or 6. I even had one of my my friends. I call them my friends. Anybody here is my friend. I always say, have a great day, my friend, or appreciate your comments. And that's because, even though I don't know you personally, there's nothing wrong with me calling you my friend. But one of my friends, he's going to comment. He says, technical difficulties. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. I am definitely challenged this morning. But hopefully, guys, we'll get a few more people in here. I don't want to belabor the point. We're going to go in and do the random drawing for the bow, and I hope that whoever wins this has a great time with it. I'll send it out with the original packaging that it came in, and I'll send the string if anybody wants it. I don't recommend the string because it's not a good string, but I'll send it out anyways. It'll come with the bow. So hopefully, and I may even throw in I got some targets from Nice Targets around here. I've been using those a good bit, but I've got a few that I haven't used yet. So I may even throw in one of those for whoever wins it. And that way you'll have something to plaster on your target face and just have some fun with that as well. And the Nice Target brand, not to get off on a tangent, but I really like those target faces. If you buy them in bulk, it's a better deal. But if you're just buying singles, they can they're not really expensive. But when you factor in shipping and all the other things that you get, then it can get a little bit pricey just trying to get those in. But I've got a few of those left. I think I'll throw 1 or 2 in with the bow when it comes to you. So whoever wins it, I think you're going to have a nice little setup to get out and shoot. Now the only thing that I don't provide are arrows. I'm sure that it's okay to do that, but whoever wins the bow can get arrows to suit them. And it is a 45 pound draw. Yes, 45 pound draw. So Oh, no. I think it's a 40. I'll have to go back and check. I don't remember when I bought it. I hover in the neighborhood of 40, 45 pounds. That's where I'm comfortable shooting. I mean, I can go up to, I think with my, it's one of the, what's the name of that bow that I got? I can't remember. I paid under $100 for it. It's the one I made the leather grip for, and I enjoy shooting that one. But that one was 45 pounds. But man, when I pull that thing back, it feels more like 50, 55 because it stacks quickly. And shooting at thumb draw is a challenge sometimes, but I still enjoy that bow. Man, that thing shoots good once you get it back. So, and that's another one too, thumb draw archery. Maybe you guys have tried that, or if you're thinking about trying it, there's some really good stuff out there, like the AF Tatar. Then you got the Sekai. I've got a Hungarian longbow. It's fiberglass. I'm not real happy with the way that one shoots. It's what got me started. Bill, I closed the contest at the 26th. I'd love for you to be able to. I had set the rules up on that, and so that the contest was over on the 26th, and then today is the drawing. It's one of those things where I try to be consistent throughout, so it's fair to everybody. And then that way, if I don't want to go back and change the rules on that. So thanks for asking, though. I really appreciate that. But the going back to the Hungarian longbow, it's a fiberglass bow, so there's a lot of hand shock in that bow, and I don't really like shooting it. It got me started in Asiatic archery, but from there I kind of progressed up to laminate bows, and it's one of those things that I'm glad I did. I like that form of archery, and I'm trying to balance between the two, the traditional Western traditional archery and then Asiatic archery. So I try to balance between the two because I can get off on a tangent and I can go down these rabbit holes where I don't venture out into other things. But if you got that balance, because you'll forget certain things, right? You get your mind trained to do something else, and then you go on and you're trying to do too much in one vein, and you're not spreading yourself out, so where you can have a kind of a healthy intake from all different styles. But again, all right, guys, it's about 9:44. I'm going to get this set up to where we can do the live stream. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. I love shooting Asiatic style. It's a challenge. I mean, the learning curve doing thumb draw, man, that was a challenge. I broke so many arrows just from missing the target, and I was shooting those, down here in my little basement area. Unfortunately, arrows and a solid cement wall do not play nice together. So, because I couldn't get the hang of shooting that arrow with a thumb release from the wrong side of the bow, and then I had to learn Katra to actually get the riser out, or get the bow out of the way. The riser. Get the bow riser out of the way, so that arrow would fly straight. Because before then, and then of course tuning the arrows, but before then, that arrow would go just wherever it wanted to and miss the target. So thankfully, I learned that down here, and I didn't lose arrows out in the wild, if you will. But I did destroy some arrows. I'd tell my wife, and she'd just roll her eyes. She's like, okay. But anyway, all right. So we're going to jump in here, and we're going to go ahead and give this bow away. And I'm hoping that whoever wins it, take it and enjoy it. And hopefully I won't have any more technical issues here. So I'm going to do this in real time. That way you guys get to actually see that it is a fair giveaway. Let me move this to here. I have to position everything on my screen, guys, because I'm trying to. I wish I had 3 screens. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? All right. So all right. So here we are. If you remember, this is the video that I posted for the. Let me fix this to the screen. Fit screen. So this is the video that I did, the brace height testing. It's not what I expected. which is, funny that I did that. And really the brace height testing is not what I expected. And, I'll play a little piece of it.
What's going on? I hope you're doing well today, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a little deeper dive into brace height and how it affects your bow's performance. Now, I hit the highlights with the short that I did last week, just talking about arrow speeds, the stored energy in the limbs, all of those things that we know that setting the brace height properly will have an effect on. But today I really wanted to do some chronograph testing. Not that chronograph testing means a whole hill of beans to a lot of people.
Yeah, and so in this video, I did the brace height testing and found out a lot of things that I had heard over the course of time that were false, to be honest with you. So it was really eye-opening to me to be able to test that and see, the different settings with brace height. And, one of the things that I did learn, and it's common sense now when I think about it, the shorter brace height is going to give you a longer, I guess more time on the string is what I'm going to call it. And so because of that, you're going to get more speed. And I think, maybe I don't think it's not going to increase the draw weight. Nothing increases the draw weight. I mean, it's set no matter what you set your brace height at, but you do get more speed out of the arrow, whenever you have a shorter brace height. And then the taller brace height or higher brace height is going to give you that kind of a lowered arrow speed, if you will. But so that being said, so here's the video that we did for that, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this. This is the link for the video, and I'm going to paste it in here. Now, I did set this on comments for enter me, as far as, let me get my screen wrapped around here where I need it so I can see everything that's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and get the comments, and we want to put in the filter that we had set. We want to do enter me. All right, and continue. All right, so we had 25 comments for this, and 25 enter me comments. So all I have to do now is hit that pick a winner button, and whoever it selects is going to be the winner of the Lightning Archery Recurve bow. And I like doing them like this because that way you see that, it is in real time, and whoever wins it will be able to get their instant gratification right now, if you will, and then everybody will see who win it. I'm always nervous to hit that pick a winner button because I'm always curious to see who's going to win. And whoever does win it, we'll get it shipped out as soon as possible. That way, you get it. So if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and we'll get set up here. Now, before I do the drawing, I just want to make sure that, again, everybody is, oh man, I always get nervous when I do this. I did this last time with the Southwest Archery bow. I got nervous before I did the giveaway. All right, so let's go ahead and pick the winner. I'm excited about this. Let's go ahead and get that done. All right, here we go. Everybody ready? We're going to pick the winner. I feel like I need a drum roll. Salt Heart 2023. All right. Well, congratulations, Salt Heart 2023. Hopefully, they're watching. We always try to give, 24 hours, 48 hours to contact and let us know that, you do want to still get the bow for winning. But man, that's awesome. Salt Heart 2023. Thank you so much for entering the bow giveaway. So we'll see, Salt Heart, if you are watching or if you hear this, please contact me. You can catch me at blueskiesarchery@gmail.com. That's a great place to send an email to me. And then there will be a follow-up conversation like I did with the last bow giveaway, because I want to ensure that whoever was selected for the the giveaway is the person that I am talking to. So congratulations, Saltheart. Hope you enjoy the bow. Contact me within 24 to 48, 24 hours. I think that's enough time. And if you don't contact me, then we'll have to pick another winner. So that way the bow just doesn't sit. I want to make sure that it's given away to somebody, and I want to make sure that they get it and enjoy it. So thank you, Saltheart. I look forward to hearing from you. And for you guys that joined me this morning, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This has been a good live stream, technical difficulties aside. I know that we've had some challenges this morning, but really excited that Saltheart won the bow. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. I hope that, you guys continue to enjoy my content. I hope that I can continue to make content that you enjoy, and that, you come back and find some value in the videos that I post. And if there's something that you want to see, by all means, let me know. I would love to hear from you, especially in the comments. Let me know, what it is that you want to do, and or what you would like to see. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Just let me know whatever it is you want me to do or see in video format, or if you got some stuff you want me to test out for you, let me know. I'll definitely do that. And again, I just enjoy making content that is valuable to people. And again, just sharing, my experience. Because, a lot of people, and this is life in general, a lot of people, when they know stuff, they don't share it. They don't teach it to other people or tell it to other people. And because of that, then it's kind of like I'm not going to tell you because you're going to be better than me kind of thing, right? Sorry, I'm looking for a pencil. I need to write that down. So again, guys, thank you so much for coming in today and hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. And I do enjoy, the time I get to spend in the comment section. And sometimes the comments are a little bit rough, especially those that just, I call them armchair quarterbacks, which is fine. I mean, I don't care if you post your comment and it's negative or derogatory. Well, derogatory is one thing. Negative is another. I don't mind a negative comment, because again, I'm not perfect. Never claimed to be perfect. And, there's been some times when I've gotten some very strange and odd comments. I know one time I did a live stream on Flat Earth, and, that was fun. Because if you see the picture back here, this giraffe, that is a nod to my mom, because, God rest her soul, she loved giraffes. And I saw this picture, and my wife bought it for me for our anniversary. And it has been it has been a mainstay in my setup down here. And, somebody was really, really angry that I was talking about Flat Earth. And they said that the giraffe on the wall really makes me angry, and I just want to punch it in the face. And I'm thinking, man, what are you talking about? So, but again, anyways, I've tried that before. Bill, whenever I was doing 3-under shooting, I did try that. I did try some gap shooting. Yeah, I know, Bruce. But that's people though, man. I just kind of, I kind of accept it for what it is. But yes, I have tried some gap shooting before. I did try that, and I was never very good. Well, let me back up just a step or two. Whenever I, oh, thank you, Backyard Archer. Appreciate that, man. That just makes me feel good. Thank you so much. But no, I did try or whenever I was shooting 3-under, I did try some gap shooting and string walking. And what I discovered was I was not good at 3-under shooting. And I struggled with that. Let me say that I struggled with that, thinking it was something else that I was doing wrong. I just never could get the arrow to fly the way that I wanted it to. And I was having trouble with consistency issues with, oh goodness, what am I trying to say here? Release issues and different things like that. So I finally went to a split finger Mediterranean, and I haven't looked back since. I found that is my personal preferred shooting method or a preferred style, if you will, the split finger. But I admire all those guys that can do that. I mean, I do. I admire it. I see guys string walking and gap shooting all the time, and it just blows my mind the accuracy that these guys get out of that. And I'm thinking, man, why can't you do that? And I'm sure I probably could if I really focused in on the practice part of it. But again, I went to a split finger style of shooting, and I just love it. You know, it's comfortable. It fits me. It feels good. It feels right in my DNA. But for those guys that can do it, absolutely kudos. And I admire people like that. You know, when I've seen people shoot, I've seen people shoot recurves with a thumb draw, and I'm just like, how are you even doing that? I admire that. When I see guys doing stuff like that, it blows my mind, and much respect and kudos to those. You know, anybody that can take something and alter it and take it to another level, man, good on you. Good on you. And that's the spice that makes us who we are, right? We can all be different in our styles, but agree on one thing. Archery is a great sport. So, but nonetheless, man, you guys are great. I really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much. And I know we got to get up at 9 o'clock. I know I didn't want to get up this morning, but my internal clock always wakes me up about 4:30, 5 o'clock on the weekends. But for you guys that came in, I really appreciate you spending time with me this morning. Again, congratulations to the winner. I'm looking forward to giving this bow or shipping this bow to you. But again, we need to keep it fair, right? So if they don't contact me within a day or two, then we may have to do another drawing for the giveaway. I'm not sure. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll contact me and we can get this bow out. And again, I'm glad that I was able to do this again. And maybe there'll be another giveaway coming up at some point. I don't know if it'll be a bow, but it may be some other things, you know, that people could use or maybe need with archery. Hopefully, I'll be able to continue putting out the content. And, you know, it'd be nice if I could get a sponsor for some of this. And then that way we could give away some really good stuff. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Maybe if my channel grows a little bit more, which I'm thankful for the amount of subscribers that I do have. You know, I never even thought I would get this far. I remember before I hit 1,000, I was trying to. I was sitting there going, I'm never going to hit 1,000. Never going to hit 1,000. Never going to hit 1,000. Then I got really close, and then I remember the day that I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh my goodness, it blew my mind. I ran and told my wife, and I was like, look, and I was showing her my phone, and she was like, oh, that's nice. And I was like, no, that's a milestone. But she's a great woman. She supports me in everything that I do, and I'm thankful to have her because she's been with me through all the trials and frustrations of, you know, keeping my and all of the times I go to her and say, hey, you know, I could really buy this. And she but nonetheless. All right, guys, I am going to jump off here. I'm going to go spend some time with the family today. And I really hope you guys have a great day and have a great weekend. And, you know, I always say it, great day, better day tomorrow, wonderful week ahead of you. And I mean it. You know, I know life can be challenging. Life can be one of those things where, you know, we find ourselves in, you know, the daily stress and the daily grind and the daily on and on and on. Absolutely, Bruce. Absolutely. But you know, the daily stresses and the daily grind, it can be challenges. And I hope that, you know, even within the challenges of the daily life, I hope everybody finds their zen, that place where they can be at peace with not only themselves, but be at peace with the world around them, because the world never stops, right? So we need to be able to find that place for us where we can just step back, exhale, and just take a moment, you know. And I hope that everyone, you know, that within the sound of my voice or everyone that watches my videos, I hope they pick up on that my wife asked me, is that your tagline? And, you know, I thought about it. I think, yes, it is my tagline, because I do wish that for everybody. And I hope that if you you if you kind of live by that motto, I'm going to get tomorrow's going to be a good day, or next week's going to be a good week, no matter what the stresses of life are. Find that place for you. Find that place where you can decompress. And I know that I have to do that from time to time. And that kind of goes back to this past month. I did the video for the bow giveaway, and then I did the short to kind of promote today. But I I just needed some downtime. I needed to find my zen again, and I think I'm at that place, and I'm comfortable again. And we'll start churning out some more content, get some stuff up there for people to watch and view. And again, it's given me a chance to kind of recoup and re-energize because being creative all the time is challenging unless you're just a natural creative machine. But again. So guys, thank you so much. Congratulations to the winner. I really hope that you enjoy the bow. And again, please contact me. I need to, within a couple of days. And again, if we have to, we'll go back and redraw it again. But I think I'll be contacted. So anyways, guys, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your time down if you're, off work. Hopefully you don't have to work this weekend. But if you do, then, try to find some downtime and enjoy some time for yourself. But again, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being my subscribers. Thank you for, taking the time to watch my content. It does mean a lot to me. Some people would actually spend time watching this old redneck boy from Georgia. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day, a better day tomorrow, and a wonderful week ahead of you. And we'll do it again next time.